Hello everybody, it's Brock and today we will talk about Egypt. Do not forget to subscribe. But don't like the video yet. Wait till the end and then you can decide to like it or not. Our story begins about 3100 years BC. 5100 years ago from today. In that time a king called Menes was ruling Egypt. In Africa it does not rain a lot. But that is okay. Because they have a river called Nile. Whenever it rained the river flooded the whole country. When the water backed away the earth was ready for cultivation. The Egyptians loved the river as a god. And for a good reason, it provided them with food and power. And they became strong. So the first king that ruled Egypt was Menes. Do you still remember when that was? 3100 before Jesus Christ. The kings of Egypt were called Pharaoh. Pharaoh were very powerful. They could ask the whole country to work for them. And sometimes they did. Like Pharaoh Khufu, who asked the whole country to build him a grave as big as a mountain. This grave stands till today and it is known as the Great Pyramid of Giza. The funny thing with this pyramid is that people build it by carrying those giant stones. They did not have machines back then and they just had to carry and drag all of those giant stones. This project took 30 years and more than 100,000 people worked for it. Maybe my dear viewer you could ask, why did the pharaoh want such a big grave? His desire emanated from the Egyptian religion. The Egyptians believed in many gods. They were polytheistic. They believed that many of their gods had ruled before in earth as kings. Even the sun they believed as an individual god called Ammon. For the underworld they had another god called Anubis. Every pharaoh they believed to be the son of the sun. That's why they respected him and feared him. For the Egyptian religion even some animals were sacred, like cats. The creature with the body of a lion and the head of a person that we call Sphinx was a sacred one. This creature represents a mighty god that protects the graves of the pharaohs. Another important part of the Egyptian religion is their belief that the soul does abandon the body but still relies to it. They believed that the soul can't find peace if the body becomes dust. So that's why they turned the bodies into mummies to keep them safe. They put the mummy into a wooden coffin, the wooden coffin into a stone one and the stone one into a rock. For some very powerful people like the pharaoh they made big graves and they put clothes, furniture, food. They did this because they believed that the soul might visit the body. In these graves we could see art of the Egyptians and how they lived back then. The Egyptians were also very proud about their writing. Their writers were honored as sacred people. Writing wasn't easy as they had to write with riddles and images. And the decryption of their writing was not easy as well. But today we have decrypted almost everything thanks to a stone called Rosetta. This stone is written in Greek and Egyptian language. Today we can read everything they wrote in papyrus, which is a form of reed growing next to Nile. The Egyptians truly loved their tradition. Only 2 times they tried to change it. One not long after Pharaoh Cheops. The people rebelled and overthrown the pharaoh, but not for long as the pharaoh regained his strength back. The second one was one pharaoh called Amenophis, who tried to convince the people there was only one god, the god of sun. But very quickly after his death, things got back to normal. That's why their empire lasted more than any other empire, more than 3,000 years. So that was the video. Leave a like and do not forget to subscribe.